Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. The GOP convention is underway. Just a lot going on today to get to as usual. And obviously Donald Trump, you've certainly heard by now, I'm sure, chose his vice presidential running mate. That's JD Vance. JD Vance is the strongest candidate to take over the office of the presidency if necessary. He's the guy you put in the driver's seat for 2028. He's the one who can help you get across the finish line on November 5th. To me, that guy was probably Ron DeSantis. But barring DeSantis, you know, there were worse choices Trump could have made than JD Vance. That's for sure.
Yes, sir.
That is for sure. So how did it hit you? It just kind of struck me as,
It was interesting yesterday as the day unfolded. You had, I guess, Donald Trump had a conversation with RFK, and so the rumors really started like,
that it was
oh my
going to
gosh,
be him.
Is this going to be the unity ticket? And really, they were probably just talking about Secret Service protection, which RFK got yesterday. Thank you, Mayorkas. It's about time.
Wow.
And Trump now has presidential level. But then you started to see the reports of Marco Rubio was instructed that, or wasn't notified that he wasn't the pick. Doug Burgum wasn't the pick. And then at the same time, those notifications are coming. We have video from Ohio of JD Vance leaving his house. Which kind of the puzzle pieces started to fall into place early afternoon.
What, you think this is unusual? Where they get a police escort in a caravan?
Well, like I said on my live stream yesterday, is I would have just, if I got the call that I wasn't the pick, I would just call a limo service and drive me to the airport and then just hang out at the airport just to throw the press off and have some fun. But no, I actually, you said there could be worse choices. 100% there could be worse choices.
Yeah.
I thought with the unity ticket thing, I thought maybe this helped Tulsi Gabbard out. And you could say, look, unity, here's a Democrat. Not the case, but I can absolutely live with JD Vance.
Yeah, sure. I was thinking, let's go over his policy positions. Tell me what you disagree with here. Okay? Let's see if we can find areas of huge disagreement where you're like, I can't vote for this guy. Are there any? On abortion, Vance opposes abortion rights, even in the case of incest and rape, but says there should be exceptions when the mother's life is in danger.
Yeah, and don't forget recently he came out in support of the abortion pill.
Then that's because Trump did. So, yeah, that's problematic. I definitely disagree with that. The rest of his abortion platform is like, leave it to the states.
Yeah.
Okay? You can't go wrong with backing the U.S. Constitution. I think when all else fails, when in doubt, go with the Constitution. On Ukraine, he's been one of the leading opponents of U.S. support for Ukraine in the war. Okay, let's stop sending them all this money.
Yeah.
Let's convince them to get to the table with Putin and talk peace.
Yeah, he said we're tired of paying for yachts for ministers in Ukraine. Thank you.
Gosh. And we know we're doing that.
Oh.
From Ukrainian sources, we know we're doing that. But he said, I think it's ridiculous that we're focused on this border in Ukraine. I've got to be honest with you. I don't really care what happens to Ukraine one way or the other.
Somebody said it.
Somebody said it.
Honestly, if you think about it.
That sounds harsh.
It does. And then if you take a step back and you say, do you want your sons and daughters dying for the border between Ukraine and Russia? Hell no. Then you are agreeing with JD Vance.
Would a single person in this country say yes? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't know anybody. But he led the unsuccessful battle in the Senate to block the $60 billion military aid package recently for Ukraine. He said, I voted against this package in the Senate and remain opposed to virtually any proposal for the United States to continue funding this war. Thank you. Okay? I can get behind that. He said, Mr. Biden has failed to articulate even basic facts about what Ukraine needs and how this aid will change the reality on the ground.
Exactly.
On immigration, I mean, that was the subject of one of his first ads for his campaign run in Ohio for Senate. While most ads are written by consultants, Vance said he wrote this one himself. Joe Biden's open border is killing Ohioans. With more illegal drugs and more Democrat voters pouring into this country. Not to mention, potential terrorists. His views, of course, largely echo those of Trump. He wants the wall built. Let's finish the wall. Let's do that. Let's not grant amnesty to 30 million illegal aliens. Just because they've been breaking the law for a long time doesn't mean we reward them for that. On January 6th, he said this, I think the election was stolen from Trump. He dismissed the idea that Trump played a role in instigating the demonstrators who stormed the Capitol, as do I. That's not Trump's fault. He did not tell anybody to do that. And he said that if he'd been Trump's vice president, he would have bowed to Trump's demand and rejected electoral votes from several swing states won by Biden. Okay, so that's a pretty
That's easy to
solid.
say now.
Yeah, it is.
But okay,
it is.
I like it.
But do you think that might have been part of what swayed Trump to bring him in?
I do like the sentiment there.
Yeah. Yep. He said, I think politics and politics people like to really exaggerate things from time to time. Look, January 6th was a bad day. It was a riot. But the idea that Donald Trump endangered anyone's lives when he told them to protest peacefully, it's absurd.
Thank you.
I think he's so right about that. And we know that January 6th has been blown out of all proportion.
Yep.
On tariffs, he's called for broad-based tariffs, especially on goods coming from China. That's the Trump position, because they pose an unfair threat to American jobs and commerce. We need to protect American industries from all of the competition, he said on Face the Nation a while ago. I'm a free trade guy. As a conservative, I think free trade is the way to go. But, Trump makes compelling arguments when he says that's a one-sided thing. And it is. It is. They hit every American product with all the fees and tariffs and taxes they possibly can. So it is unfair. On climate change, he said it's not a threat and has said he's skeptical of the scientific consensus that warming of the Earth's atmosphere is caused by human activity. Thank you. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much exactly my position. He said it's been changing, as others pointed out, it's been changing for millennia. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can't deny that. You can't deny. Look, even if it is catastrophic, do you really believe that we can change the climate? There's no way. If they were honest with themselves, they'd admit that where there's not much we can do about it. But at this point, it's not catastrophic, and it's not caused by humans. It's caused by something called the sun. And things like El Nino.
Where are you getting that?
Well, that's ridiculous, isn't it? To blame it on a 2 million degree burning orb in the sky. Why would you even think that has anything to do with the warmth on this planet?
Maybe you revisit that hypothesis later.
Okay.
That's not your leading theory, right?
Right,
that
yes.
It's coming from that big orb in the sky.
I know it is preposterous, but we'll talk about that sometime. On the Middle East, Vance has been a steadfast supporter of Israel throughout the country's war in Gaza, defending their wartime policies, even though there's growing criticism from all corners. When members of the Senate considered a bill providing military aid to both Israel and Ukraine, Vance led a group of senators proposing legislation to send money only to Israel. Echoing the words of Benjamin Netanyahu, he said the country needed to eliminate Hamas. Israel has an achievable objective, Vance wrote in a memo. Ukraine does not. I mean, that's a really good point.
Were you aware that his life story is on Netflix? I only found this out yesterday. Again,
is it Hillbilly Elegy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn Close, Amy Adams, directed by Ron Howard.
I didn't know there was a movie, frankly. I didn't know that.
I was clueless until yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I'm going
to
watch it now.
Yes.
Yeah. It's about, he didn't grow up in Tennessee. on the Appalachian Trail, but his mom did. And so I guess it's about poverty there and all of that. So
make something of yourself.
Be interesting, right? Mm-hmm. Be good. So JD Vance, I don't know. You could do a lot worse. And I think he's a decent choice. Yeah, I also wouldn't be my first one, but
learned yesterday that he's really good friends with Vivek Ramaswamy and named his son after Vivek. His son is named Vivek.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
And I like the Steve Deace plan and others yesterday who were saying, okay, in January, Governor DeWine, he won't do this, should
appoint Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, let's go, Senator Ramaswamy.
Yeah. Vivek has said he's open to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
He's open to becoming the senator from Ohio. However, I think he's holding out hope that Trump is going to appoint him to something else in the administration.
I want press secretary.
That's what he wants. Yeah, I do too.
I want him up there just rolling these journalists every day.
I would love that.
Without looking at a big book of anything. He doesn't say, he doesn't pause. He just goes, man.
Yep.
And we have a great clip from him today. He's so eloquent. He doesn't need a teleprompter or anything.
He's so good. He might think that role is not the greatest for him. I think he wants something else, but that would be
an important role.
He'd be a perfect fit for that. So we'll see if he's appointed to the Senate or if he runs for the Senate seat. Who knows? We'll see. I think a lot depends on what Trump does with him, if and when Trump wins the election. So we saw the Vance motorcade. Then here's JD Vance on past Trump comments because he's getting all kinds. I mean, they've been sensing that he might be the guy. They've gone a full court press on finding every comment he made that was negative toward Trump. So here's Vance on that.
Invoked his name already tonight. We're going to ask each of you about your views on former President Trump. But Mr. Vance, we do begin with you. You've admitted you've changed your mind on Donald Trump, but in the past you've said, quote, I'm a never Trump guy, quote, my God, what an idiot, and quote, God wants better of us. All statements you have either said or tweeted about Donald Trump at some point. The question, you have 60 seconds. Why should Trump voters, Trump supporters, vote for you?
Yeah, look, I mean, all of us say stupid things, and I happen to say stupid things very publicly. I've been very public about the fact that I voted for the president in 2020, that I was wrong about the president back in 2015, 2016, and that he's been the greatest president of my lifetime for the very simple reason, there are many, but one very important reason is that he revealed the corruption in Washington, D.C. I mean, who would have believed 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that the FBI would actually investigate illegally, get an illegal wiretap on a sitting U.S. presidential candidate. We saw that. Trump revealed it, and he revealed it in a way that showed us the stakes of the fight, which is why I'm running for this office in the first place. One thing I'd point out is that I was just north of 30 years old when I said a lot of those things. A lot's changed in my life. I re-engaged with my faith. I got baptized 3 years ago. I've had 3 kids since then. A lot's different. And one of the things that's different is that I did change my mind about Donald Trump. He was a great president. And I think at the end of the day, one of the things this race presents is an opportunity. Who actually agrees with Trump on the core issues of trade, of immigration? Who's willing to fight for an America First foreign policy? I think that's clearly me.
Thank you, Mr. Vance. We're going to move on to Mr. Dolan.
Yeah, we don't care about Mr. Dolan's comments whatsoever.
What's he doing right now?
His lawn.
He's doing his lawn?
He's working on the lawn. Yeah, needed a trim. And
I get that.
I think he's weeding a little bit in the garden, too. So
Here's another quote from JD Vance. I go back and forth between thinking Trump is a cynical a-hole like Nixon, who wouldn't be that bad, or that he's America's Hitler.
Oh, man.
Now, I will say kudos to Donald Trump because for all that you hear about the grudges that he holds and when you cross him or something like that, when it comes to picking VP, because remember, Mike Pence wasn't, he endorsed, Ted Cruz? Who was it he endorsed? It wasn't Trump.
No.
But
I think it was
Trump
Cruz.
Gets over that when it comes to the VP slot.
Yeah. Yep.
So there you go.
And Vance is doing the right thing. He just owned his comments.
Sure.
Yeah, look, I was wrong. Okay, I changed my mind. Have you ever changed your mind on anything?
And he changed it over substance. That is the presidency of Donald Trump.
Yeah. A lot of us changed our mind on Trump during his presidency. Why? Because he turned out to be a really good president. That's why. Yep. And I don't agree with him on everything, but he did a really good job as president of the United States. So, yeah, a lot of us have changed our minds on him. I mean, nobody talks to Biden about this.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who was articulate and bright and clean, nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
It's a storybook, man.
Boy. Yeah. And speaking of Biden, of course, we know that it took him over 2 hours to comment on the assassination attempt of Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm. Well, they didn't know what was going on.
Sure. Right. They did. Yeah. Sure. They literally didn't know what was going on.
No idea.
That's
what are you talking about?
That's who's running this country.
Yeah.
But it was less than a half an hour before he tweeted about how bad of a pick JD Vance is for America.
Oh my gosh.
So there you go.
Well, if he doesn't like the pick, I like it even more. That's a great pick.
Yep.
Wow. All right, let me tell you about preborn. How many of us love puppies? Everybody loves puppies, right? They're cute, they're cuddly. But can you imagine pulling puppies out of their womb, aborting puppies? If that was going on a massive scale, like it is with human beings, people would go out of their minds. How is it possible that we don't have that mindset when it comes to humans? Well, preborn does. And they are the nation's leader in protecting the life of unborn children, unborn babies in their mother's womb. And the way they protect them is to show the mother, the expectant mother who's been probably really heavily pressured to get an abortion. They show them the ultrasound, and that increases the baby's chance at life by double. Preborn then goes into action to help the mother after the birth for the next up to 2 years, providing diapers and baby formula and baby food and just emotional support for the mother. If you can help, please do. It's $28 for one ultrasound. It's about $140 for 5 of them. So go to preborn.com/Pat and just donate what you can. Or you could dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or preborn.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
It is. All right. Back to the GOP convention, which got underway yesterday. I mean, we're there. We're finally there. Mm-hmm. Been talking about this for so long, and now it's time. It's time. Wasn't Trump, by the way, he was supposed to be sentenced by now, but they pushed that back. When did they push that to? Anybody remember? September? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yesterday was a really good legal day for him, though.
Sure was. Yeah, we'll get to that as well. But here's the Trump nominating situation.
I'm going to look you in the eyes, and I'm going to tell you the future. It's an American story, and that's why Americans are going to love it. People are going to build you up. God, are they going to? Because when you're great and new, we love you. Man, we'll build you into something that doesn't even exist. You're going to change the world. But you know what? Once they've built you as high as they possibly can, they're going to tear you back down. It's the most predictable pattern. We build you into something that doesn't exist, and that means you have to try to be that thing all day, every day. That's how it works. And we do it again and again and again. And I'm going to tell you the truth. You're going to be attacked, betrayed, exposed, and humiliated. And you'll survive that. A lot of people can climb that mountain. It's the way down that breaks them. Because that's the moment when you are truly alone. And what will you do then? Can you summon the will to fight on through all the pain and rise again? That will be the defining question of your life. And I think you already know the answer. And that's why we're all here. A shoe is just a shoe. Until somebody steps into it. Then it has meaning. The rest of us just want a chance to touch that greatness. And we need you in these shoes, not so you have meaning in your life, but so that we have meaning in ours. Everyone will be forgotten as soon as our time here is up. Except for you. You're going to be remembered forever. Because some things are eternal. And your story is going to make us fight and never give up.
Great nominating video.
Mm-hmm.
That's stirring.
Yeah. But that's from the movie Air, is that right? Did I see that correct? Which the shoe he's talking about stepping into is a Nike or something
right,
for
right.
But I mean, don't get hung up on that.
Yeah, but
and don't question if Matt Damon is on board with Donald Trump. Just move on and just say that was an awesome video. It was. It seriously was.
They couldn't have gotten Matt Damon's permission to use that, though, right? I mean,
sometimes you ask forgiveness, Pat.
Yeah, yep, and you just suffer the consequences afterward.
Great stuff.
Then Mitch McConnell showed up at the convention. What did you expect, Mitch? Seriously,
they wheeled the what is it called? Not the aquarium, the terrarium in there. Let him speak. Roll up the microphone. Here
right.
And he gets food.
Madam Chairman.
Hey, he didn't freeze up, though. That's good.
No.
Madam Chairman, the Commonwealth of Kentucky proudly cast 46 votes for the next president, Donald J. Trump.
He sounds so into it, too.
You almost feel bad for him.
You do?
Almost. Not quite, but almost. I mean, that's...
Can you just pick someone else? Does it have to be him?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Just give it to the lady. Just any lady. You don't have to be you, bro.
Any lady. Yeah.
Just somebody else.
Could have done that.
Somebody else could have done that. I mean, don't you know that's what's going to happen if you're...
By now? It should.
Should. Mike Johnson had a little teleprompter snafu.
This is awesome.
Mr. Watch this.
It is now my honor to introduce the Attorney General. And there goes the teleprompter.
Oh, boy. Oh, my.
So the band starts playing. He runs off stage. And last I checked, Chris, maybe you know, this went on. The music played for at least a half hour.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
What was going on?
It was gone. I turned it off because I was tired of waiting.
It was like... you know what it reminded me of?
Immediately after he got the gavel from the RNC secretary, and then he became the chair, blah, 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 and then boop, disconnected.
You know what that reminded me of is back when my parents lived in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and they had the old school satellite dish, and we'd watch The Tonight Show. You wouldn't get the commercial breaks. You would just get Doc Severinsen playing in the band, you know, in the background during the commercial break. That's what that was, but it just kept going and going. You're like, they're coming back, right? They're coming back. No, it took forever.
I wonder what the technical problem was. It's not that hard to fix a teleprompter, is it?
It is in the back end.
And you know what he had to do?
If it loses connection and you're trying to sync it back up, someone stepped on the cable. How far the cable is.
Was he introducing Ken Paxton?
I believe so.
Because he was saying Attorney General. Yeah. And so, you know, he actually did Ken Paxton a favor. He could have continued and said, Attorney General from this great state of Texas, Ken Paxton. And then Paxton's out there without his speech on the teleprompter. So he actually did a solid for Ken. Anyway, good job by the band. Yeah.
By the way, that band, fire.
The what?
It was fire.
It was they're on fire?
Yeah. Well, not on fire.
Okay.
Way easy.
Yeah.
They were just fire.
Okay, they're just fire.
Right?
Yeah, just fire.
That doesn't make any sense, but thank you.
Welcome
to
America.
Chris. Vivek spoke on Lincoln and Trump.
Is just impromptu out in the lobby, man.
Yeah.
I love this.
That has called a Republican president a tyrant, a dictator, said it would be the end of the United States of America as we know it, said he would make us a laughingstock on the global stage. And those are exact quotes, actually, of what they said about Abraham Lincoln.
Well...
Saw the Lincoln hat. You might have wanted me to remember that. Those were words that the Democrat-led media said about the first ever Republican president before he was shot and assassinated in 1865. Wow. So think about that in the moment that we live in today. We came within, Lincoln actually spoke at this convention. It was at a Republican convention. It was at a Republican state convention, I think in 1858, when he said a house divided cannot stand. That was on the eve of a nation that was on the brink of civil war.
That's right.
I think we came within a hair's breadth of a second civil war in this country.
Sure did.
And we avoided it.
Yes.
And I think it's because God intervened. And I believe that he has given us a chance to answer his call.
Amen.
And I think that's the moment we live in right now. Is the hard part is we are in a kind of war in this country.
We are.
But the enemy is not our fellow citizens.
No.
Actually. It is an ideology.
That's right.
And so this is the work we have cut out ahead of us, is how do we win this war while still viewing our neighbors as our fellow citizens and not as our enemy combatants? Are we up to that challenge? I believe we are.
Are we? Maybe. I hope so. It's hard, though. It's really, really hard.
But he's right. Fighting an ideology.
Yeah, that's right.
That's for sure. And honestly, there's a man, obviously, who doesn't need a teleprompter. In hindsight, Mike Johnson should have just said, hey, is Vivek in the hall? Yeah. Can he come up here and just give some impromptu
Oh, he could still be talking right now and wouldn't have said along the way. Just a 12-hour speech off the cuff. He could do it.
It's kind of the way Lee Greenwood handles singing.
Pretty much.
Right?
Yeah.
He's still singing, guys.
But
still
he's
singing.
In West Virginia? He's still there?
No. He's in Milwaukee,
He's
bro.
in Milwaukee right
Wow.
now. And he's been singing since the convention started.
Here he is introducing Trump.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lee Greenwood.
All right. Woo! Finally got done over in West Virginia.
Listen to that crowd go wild for him.
Hello, RNC.
Hey, Lee.
Still has a voice.
I wonder what song you're going to sing.
President of the United States.
You know any Led Zeppelin?
This nation
Okay.
based on
No.
faith,
All right.
prayer works.
Uh-huh.
Because he was sure, as Donald Trump turned his head just slightly, that the bullet missed him just enough to save his life to be the next president of the United States. We have believed for
He
so
keeps
long
missing his mark.
that God will make some changes in this country. And he's about to make a change in the current administration
If he doesn't
and send
sing
them home.
from the lake.
Please sing. Come on. I want to hear it.
Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Tonight, we make the decision on what's right for America. More prosperity.
Okay.
Less gas
This time.
prices.
This time.
Less
Less
food
gas
prices. Help for our veterans. And God bless our military wherever they are in these United States.
From
And
the
applause.
lakes. Oh.
There would be no wars.
Ladies
there wasn't
and
any when
gentlemen,
President
Wait, what's
Trump
that?
was
Please
president.
welcome the next president of the United
Did
States,
she just cut him off?
Donald
She sure did.
That is awesome. She's like, if you're not going to sing the song. So she got the honor of introducing Trump, not Lee. I missed that the first time. There we go. There we go. It's now or never, Lee. You got to sing your song, man.
Just my children.
I like to see him surrounded by that many big men.
Yeah.
Because the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
Seriously, stay close to that guy.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Lee is 81 years old now.
Wow.
You know that? 81.
By the way, Trump said yesterday he lost a chunk of his ear for sure. Be interesting to see what it looks like when that bandage comes off. But that's a battle scar fighting for America right there. What a time.
Really something. All right, much more on this and just a ton of things to get to today. We'll do that coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
We didn't get to this yesterday because of the breaking news. What happened to Trump over the weekend. But we forgot again this morning until now to announce the Pat Gray bingo card for the week. So we're going to do that now.
Well, Lee Greenwood was singing. So
Yeah,
we'll
that's
make sure
right.
we cut to that.
Exactly.
He's still talking, by the way.
And
that guy just won't stop. Is that incredible? I mean, he babbled so long that they had to cut him off. It's like, okay, dude, I'm just going to start talking now.
Dude, chill.
So the way that was, because they had Trump on the big jumbotron, the lady introduced Trump, or did she? Who did she introduce?
She introduces Lee first.
Okay, so he's supposed to start singing his song.
Yeah,
Instead, he's like, "No, I'm going to do this tribute to Trump." And then finally, she's like, "All right, you've missed 4 or 5 opportunities to start the song."
Now I'm just going to start talking, and she did. So
it's awesome.
Pat Gray bingo, of course. When you get a bingo, it could be across, down, diagonally, whatever.
And the card's pinned to the top.
You want to pinned to the top of X, or at Pat Gray Pat Unleashed on X. So when you get your bingo, you be the first to call 888-900-3393 to win $30 worth of merchandise from PatGrayShop.com and a dozen Kexi cookies from Kexi.com. Starts in the upper left-hand corner with me singing Anna Paulina Luna's Anna Paulina Luna.
That's awesome. I love it.
From the Una Paloma Blanca song of the 70s. Keith asks Chris
to repeat himself.
Unprecedented is in there. Democrats are on the menu.
Democrats, you're on the menu this election.
Yep, absolutely. Jeffy saying, don't look at me like that. The Kamala cackle. Me saying, what am I resisting? Okay. Instead of the gun guy? I don't know. What am I resisting? I don't know. Trump with Russia. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Cheap fake. Jeffy loses his glasses. You got to look with better eyes than that.
You have to look with better eyes than that.
Wow. From the fabulous movie from, I think it was it 89? Was it 86? Yeah, from a long time ago. Man, that's incredible. It's been that long. Crazy. Anyway, another isolated incident. Then we've got the rim shot. Keith.
They said the quiet part out loud.
12-year-old boy children.
It's even
Michael Jackson quote. The 12-year-old boy children. I love the children. The 12-year-old boy children. Telling Jeffy that he's here because you're my bitch.
Oh, that would have worked yesterday.
And then end of quote. Repeat the line.
End of quote. Repeat the line.
He says it with such confidence.
End of quote. Repeat the line. That is amazing.
And he sucks.
And how often does he do that? All the time.
And that one incident, that was 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
End of quote. Repeat the line.
So going forward, they just type the line twice because they can't trust him to just repeat the line.
End of quote. Repeat the line.
Moron.
End of quote. Repeat the line. 4 more years. Pause. So good. Then I do the Biden meow mix.
Security Secretary.
Meow, 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 meow. He had a cold. It happened.
And on top of that, he did have a cold.
He did have a cold. Yeah, it happens. Keith.
Close your mouth, old man.
Then, of course, new Biden audio to translate. Pretty much a free square there.
That'll
We'll
be
have
later.
that today.
Yes,
for
we
sure.
will.
Where we talk about parading and milling. There's a story on that today, too, which is interesting, about the J6 arrests. Jeffy, all rode up, and James K. Polk mentioned.
Wow. That's a good card.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a great card. That's going to be fun. Got some tweets here. Larry T tweets, Cannot wait for JD to debate Kamala. What a mismatch. Comrade Eliza, since Tulsi Gabbard isn't the VP, hopefully that means Trump will appoint her Secretary of Defense.
Seriously, I would love that.
From G. Harmon, I don't mind Vance changing his mind. I mind when he changes his mind and goes weak on protecting life. Yep, but
that's the Republican Party.
That's the ticket there. That's the presidential ticket. You've got Vance following Trump's lead on that. Cheap deepfake. JD is like a lot of us. In 2016, we didn't trust that Trump was going to be a good president. He was an unknown quantity. Now we know what we're going to get. Nancy's vodka-soaked dentures. I was independent in 2016. The way the press reported about Charlottesville is what swayed my opinion and led me to get away from CNN, New York Times, NPR sources.
Interesting.
Good for you. That shows an open mind. Somebody who is willing to listen to reason. I like that. Like that a lot. There continues to be an awful lot of discussion about the attempt on former President Trump's life on Saturday. There was a woman behind Trump who's been getting quite a bit of attention. She recorded the shooting.
Look at this. Look at her. So just watch her. The shooting starts. Okay,
all right.
Everybody ducks down here. What does she do? She's like, oh, no, let me just get my phone here and just start recording everything. Everybody else is ducking for cover. She's like, nah.
I want to get this. I want to get this on. That's incredible. Jeez. Wow. Don't take your life into your hands like that or into somebody else's hands.
But if you do, just think of the pretty penny you could get on selling that footage later.
Have we seen her footage?
I haven't. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Was it worth it?
Wow. Then videos synced during the Trump shooting. Is this a bunch of different ones?
Yeah, this is fascinating. Please
going
start
on at the same
playing
time?
the video. Go ahead there, Joe, because you're going to see. See, we got the patrons pointing out to law enforcement, hey, there's a guy on the roof.
Right.
Plenty of time. So this is synced up with Trump speaking.
To the point we can see him right there.
Yeah.
Take a range scope. And the kid is actually range scoping the area.
Listen, and right now somebody's saying, what's happening? Yeah, there's a person on the roof with a gun.
Yeah, look. There he is.
Okay, we're at 35 seconds
Look at
now.
that. He's just now getting
He's starting
up
to
on the
crawl
roof.
up to the place where he has the vantage point. Wow. Telling cops he's right up on the roof.
In recorded history, we're the best border. In fact, if they could ever put up a chart, I don't know if they can do it. Do you guys have access to that chart that I love
1 minute now since this began.
So apparently, can you pause this, Joe? Pause this. Okay, so I guess when we pulled it, did the computer not put all?
It's getting there.
Is it?
Getting
Okay,
there.
I thought it was the whole time.
No,
okay,
it's getting
go ahead.
there.
Okay, thank you.
Damn boring. I try and explain that. Oh, there's it. Wow. You guys are doing it. They're getting better with time. My guys, take a look at that chart.
Okay, cool.
Take a look at the arrow on the bottom. See the big red arrow, right? So
Minute
that's
20.
when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration
Minute
ever
35.
in recorded history into our country.
Somebody could have climbed up on the roof by now. Saved lives. Dang it.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country.
There we go.
Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to read this, see something that says
2 minutes. Wow. Man. Return fire. It's over now. Shooters down.
Keep in mind, yesterday we had the video that purported to show that the Secret Service had their eyes over there 7 minutes ahead. Now, whether or not they saw him.
We have since found out the ladder is attached to the building, right? So somebody could have easily, in 2 minutes, climbed up there and shot the guy before he shot anybody else, or at least disarmed him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, it was reported that that building was the sniper's nest for the police department.
Right, a local police counter sniper.
Inside.
We're in the building.
Inside.
Then, 30 minutes before the shooting happened, it was also reported that someone confronted the gunman and the police officer backed away.
Yeah. I don't know that we have proof of that, but that's been reported.
But did he back away, or was he told to stand down?
According to the New York Post, he backed away and took a picture of the shooter.
Really? Did the guy point the gun at him, and so that's why he backed away?
I don't know.
There's so much
that doesn't make sense.
But the cops were inside, so the guy was
up on
right
the roof,
above them,
and they're in the building.
And again, I
that wasn't Secret Service. That was the local counter sniper people.
Well, put the picture up of the perimeter, the Pac-Man perimeter. Let's put that image, that still shot. Okay, so there you see it's a 360-degree circle, except for that cutout over there at the AGR building. What is What is that? Does that make any sense at all? Why you would? I don't understand.
That doesn't make sense. Wow.
And the local news report says the reason why the local police department didn't get on the roof of that building was because they didn't want to be mistaken and didn't want to interfere with the Secret Service.
Then you tell the Secret Service ahead of time we're going to have...
I thought we fixed this whole jurisdiction thing after 9/11. I thought we were all done with that.
But I mean, it's not like the event happened in a vacuum and all of a sudden the local police show up at the AGR building. You tell the Secret Service ahead of time.
We're going to get up on that roof right there. Okay, so just know that's us up there.
But that's the Secret Service that sets this up, that should have set that up and made sure that everybody knew we're going to have 2 uniformed officers on the roof. We're going to have a uniformed officer at the ground at the ladder below, just so you know, those are our guys. But this is from Susan Crabtree of Real Clear Politics reports, a source within the Secret Service community tells Real Clear Politics the agency rules of engagement in this situation are to wait until the president is fired upon, then return fire. I don't know. If you've got a guy pointing a gun...
So after you kill the president...
It's unreal!
...or candidate, then you'll fire back. Okay.
Also, the I'm trying to figure out how I can find the reporting on this, but... It was also said that the sniper team that was next to Trump was not officially Secret Service. They were just attached to the Secret Service, and they were police officers. Police officers have different rules of engagement. They do have to wait to get shot upon in order to shot. Secret Service is more like shoot now, ask questions later.
That's not what this report says from Real Clear Politics.
Sounds like neither one of them is shoot first, ask questions later. Sounds like they're all, once you kill our candidate, then... You might have some consequences for that. Crazy. I mean, but for the grace of God, Donald Trump wouldn't be here if it weren't for the grace of God.
If a guy is, let's just say the shooter was just a rally attendee who's like, I get to see Trump from way up here, right? I think the fact that you're laying down flat against the roof makes yourself a target.
For sure.
Yeah, okay, like
absolutely.
maybe you're dumb to climb up there to watch, period. But let's just give him the benefit of the doubt, and you want to be able to see the president. Then sit up there with a lawn chair or something like that. Make it clear that you're not a threat.
Yes.
But the snipers, the Secret Service snipers, have their scope. They know he's got a gun.
Right.
The scope clearly shows you the guy's got a gun.
Sure, but let's just say that they can't see through the scope. And they shoot a guy who's on the roof, laying down.
Shouldn't have been.
You think public opinion is going to go against the Secret Service on this? They're going to say, dude was laying down, not moving. We thought he was a threat to the president. They should never even gotten that far.
No, shouldn't have. All right, let me take a minute to tell you about Upside. Every year we all pledge to save more and spend less, right? But how are you supposed to save when you're paying inflated prices for everyday essentials like gas and groceries. You can't just cut those purchases out of your budget. But now, thanks to my 2023 money back hack, you can get cash back from the things you buy with Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anybody who buys gas, groceries, or dines out, which is pretty much, I don't know, all of us. With Upside, I get cash back on every purchase. It's my secret weapon for staying on track with my savings goals. It's fantastic. You just look at the app, find out where the prices are lowest, go there, log it, and you're in. You just get money back. To get started, download the free Upside app. Use my promo code UNLEASHED, and you'll get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Then claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside. Then pay as usual with a credit or debit card and follow the steps in the app. Get paid. It's just that easy. In comparison to credit card rewards or loyalty programs, you can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside. Plus, Upside doesn't sell your personal information to third parties. They know that your information is a vital part of their trusted relationship with you, so they keep it to themselves. Upside users are earning hundreds of dollars a year. That's probably why they have a 4.8 star rating on the App Store. Really hard when you've got thousands of ratings. Download the free Upside app. Use the promo code UNLEASHED to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using the promo code UNLEASHED.
Pat Gray is Unleashed.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on JD Vance as the vice presidential running mate for Donald Trump. What do you think about of JD Vance? 888-900-3393 with your thoughts. I was more disappointed at the beginning because I just thought, okay, maybe there's a chance he picks around DeSantis, but in reality, there was probably never a chance. That bridge was probably burned a while ago. So,
how about Attorney General for DeSantis? A lot of people are saying, hey.
Yeah. I'd rather have him be governor of Florida until he runs for president, but that's okay. We'll see. All right, 888-900-3393 with your calls.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome to it. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I got some tweets here. Rock and Roll G-Mom tweets, it looks like Trump had better security at the convention than in an outdoor rally.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and you would hope after the assassination attempt, it would improve. You would definitely hope. If somebody's got a vantage point and they're crawling around that vantage point, the line of sight to the former president, you would hope at this point somebody would do something about that.
Oh, yeah.
Prior to shots being fired.
Do you think the Trump rallies are done outside? I think they are.
I don't know. I think he's defiant enough that he'll do it again. We'll see. Ellis Red. Oh, look, no DEI agents present during his walkout.
Thank you.
Jimbo. Everyone's ears will be bleeding by the time Lee Greenwood gets done with us.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Just too muck and fudge. Now we can change the line from still singing at the Rally for America to still introducing Donald J. Trump at the RNC.
Yes.
From Bad Engineer. I like the fact that Vance co-wrote the Railway Safety Act of 2023, mandating two-man crews and paid sick leave for railroaders.
I saw a lot of that yesterday. Yeah, a lot of people appreciate that.
Stealthy Stir. I wanted Vivek, but we'll still cast my vote for this ticket.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do?
Vote
what are you
for
gonna
Biden?
Do? No, you're not.
Oh, no? Oh, okay,
no,
sorry.
You're not going to vote for Biden.
Sorry.
No.
No, I mean, personally speaking, when they convicted the man over bogus charges in a kangaroo court, that was the moment that I decided if they hate this man so much and they are trying to keep this opportunity from Americans to vote for a rightfully nominated candidate like Donald Trump, I said, well, then I'm going to have to vote for this guy.
Must be doing something right.
Yeah, and there are other reasons. And I just was waiting to making sure he didn't pick someone like Nikki Haley or Doug Burgum to be that close to the presidency, which we saw on Saturday how close those individuals would be. So I was glad to see JD Vance.
The View had some thoughts. And, anytime The View has thoughts on anything, it's going to be profound. It's going to be riveting. And you want to hear it. This is what they were thinking about the ammunition the shooter purchased. Okay, here it is.
Okay, I just want to add that the shooter, yes, he was a 20-year-old kitchen worker from nearby Bethel Park in Pennsylvania. According to a CNN report, a senior law enforcement official said that he bought 50 rounds of ammunition from a local gun store hours before the rally. Shouldn't that have been reported? Somebody buys a 20-year-old white guy? I mean, we've seen that many times now. Young white men with guns, and nobody reported that he bought 50 rounds of ammunition.
This woman.
She's the worst. Just so stupid. Just so butt stupid. It's embarrassing.
50 rounds in 5 minutes at a shooting range.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, they should report everyone who buys 50 rounds.
She would love that.
She would.
She would. And I don't know, is the bigger sin here that she's upset that someone in America is buying 50 rounds? I got news for you. We're buying much more than 50 rounds when we go to the gun store.
Upset that it's a white
That
male.
it's a white guy. What is that, you racist?
Guy buying
You self-hating
50 rounds.
racist.
Crazy.
Because right? Yeah. That's what you say, because right?
Wait, repeat. What are you talking about? She know what?
It was very clear. I said...
I didn't follow you.
What did you say? Go ahead.
I didn't follow you.
Say it again, Chris.
No, I think you got phone calls. You got a lot of phone calls. A lot of phone calls.
All right. Let's go to Deborah in Pennsylvania. Hey, Deborah. You're on the Blaze.
Morning.
Morning.
I'm a little concerned with the speech that Vance made at the National Conservative Convention. He was speaking on nationalism, and what concerned me was he says things that sound good. He's a good speaker. He's young. He's good looking. He's got all the right things going for him. But in that speech, he said America is not an idea. America had some good ideas, but it's not an idea. America is a place. It's a homeland that we need to defend, and that we need to, we all want jobs in America. We all want to be energy independent. We all want those things that a sovereign nation needs. But he was making that what the central focus of what America is. It's a place. And you have to listen to the speech. It's about 20 minutes long. And it's like he's so self-unaware because he's talking about his ancestors and his wife's ancestors. I think she's Indian or Pakistani, some from that part of the world.
Indian.
And he doesn't even hear himself. It's like, well, these people left their homeland to come someplace else. Why? Not just because we have great weather and good restaurants. They came here because of America, the idea.
Right.
I mean, America is built on an idea that was unique in the world, and he dismissed that as a quaint, old-fashioned way of looking at things, and that America, it's a homeland. It's like, well, Germany fought for a homeland. Russia fought for a homeland. Japan, China, Italy, they were all fighting for their homeland. So that's no different. He's like lowering us to that level of being nothing more than a piece of real estate people are going to fight for. And I find that really disturbing. And his position on abortion and support of the abortion pill and IVF, it's like you can't be a strong pro-life candidate and then say, oh, I'm perfectly okay with, having abortifacients come into all of our residential bathrooms for our wives and sisters and mothers and daughters to be using to kill babies. And, the embryos produced through IVF can be discarded or bought and sold, and women's eggs can be bought and sold, and women's wombs can be rented and used to boost babies that are deliberately put into situations where they don't have a mother and a father. And I just find that all Very.
Are you also bothered by Trump's abortion position then too? And are you 486?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not. I didn't vote for Trump in 16. I voted for him in 20, and now I'm like, well, yeah, what choice do I have? But he wasn't my choice. I wanted DeSantis. I wanted the opportunity to be able to actually cast a vote in a ballot in the primary that mattered. I didn't even get that.
Yeah.
So I'm a little miffed at the moment.
Thanks, Deborah. Appreciate it.
Who would you have liked to see as the vice president? Okay.
Maybe DeSantis. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
I mean, I there's just not a better candidate than DeSantis for a vice presidential pick. I don't think, but they were, they didn't listen to me. They didn't call me.
Call you?
They did not call me
Did you
this
send
time.
a strong-worded letter with your support?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Oh,
I
whatever.
did.
Pat would never take the time to write a letter. There's a
Maybe
hole
the
in
letter
your
would have changed their mind.
I just kept waiting for the phone to ring.
Oh.
But, and it's rung a few times, but it wasn't them. I mean, on any of those occasions. I did pick up.
Okay. And you made sure it wasn't them?
It was not the Trump people, ever.
Was it the Indian people trying to get you to change your long distance?
Yes, it was. Yes. And the facial cream people called as well.
Facial cream people?
Yeah, they did. They called again. Yeah. Let's go to Tara in California. Hey, Tara. Welcome.
Hello?
Hi.
California? No, I'm from North Carolina.
Oh, okay. North Carolina. It says California
It
on
says CA. Are you sure that's not North Carolina's abbreviation? Postal code? It's your postal
Let me
code,
tell
right?
you something. I fled California 2 years ago for North Carolina. So there you go.
Okay. So
But
welcome
anyway,
from
thank
North
you for taking
Carolina.
My call. I love you guys so much. But
Thank you.
as far as JD Vance goes, I'm with you, Pat. I really wanted Ron DeSantis. But if I step back and I talk with my adult children, my son particularly, he's 33, he really wanted JD Vance. And we kind of went back and forth. And he's like, I really like Vivek and all of that. And I said, I kind of looked into JD Vance. I love the guy. I was high-fiving yesterday. I was so happy.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's not a pure candidate, but for Trump to be able to hand that MAGA mantle over in 2028, I was thrilled. I was so thrilled. And I don't know. I think this is a ticket that you're not going to be able to beat. I don't care who it is. And to see JD Vance against Kamala Harris, are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be popcorn
That's,
time.
a metaphorical bloodbath. So that'll be fun to see. Thanks, Tara. And there's not a perfect candidate. I will admit, there's not a perfect person out there that will agree with us on probably every single issue, because we all have different opinions on certain things. And so it'd be really, it's impossible, frankly. I just think DeSantis is as close as it comes to perfection, but, politically. But Vance is better than a lot of picks that he could have made.
I know I'm sad about this, but he's better than Burgum.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no question. Better than Burgum. And yesterday they were floating out Ben Carson again.
Can we stop with the
Ben?
Ben?
What are you doing? Can we stop? Yes, please stop with the Ben Carson nonsense.
Let him do some brain surgery, and that's it.
He could be the White House chaplain.
Fix a heart. I don't know whatever it is you do.
Right?
Fine. That'd be fine.
I will just say that as a voter, as an American who wanted to vote for this ticket, I am so grateful that it's not Nikki Haley or Doug Burgum, because I would be in such chaos mentally this morning.
Yeah.
I just couldn't handle that. I would explode.
Let's go to Nancy in Texas. Hey, Nancy, welcome.
Good morning.
Morning.
I've been listening to you guys for quite a while, and I watched the convention last night, and when Trump went up those stairs, and I was watching him when he's walking through the hallways and stuff, he was very emotional, and I thought when he was standing up there, he was so overwhelmed.
He looked different, didn't he?
He was going to cry. He looked like he was going to cry.
He did.
He was just really humble, and I think just having gone through being shot at and almost dying, it was a come to Jesus moment for him.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
And, I think he'll bring in more people right now because he's kind of a softer Trump, because it's more realistic to him about, he said, I was supposed to be dead.
Right.
doctor told him he hadn't seen anybody survive something like this that came so close. So, and his pick of JD, what I like about him is he grew up poor. Mm-hmm. He knows he comes from the heartland. He's been a military person. He's done well. He is the person that comes from nothing and became something. And so he's more down to earth with the everyday people. And he's a younger man that could, God forbid something happens, I think he could become a very strong leader. But we got to pass the torch to younger people.
Yeah.
But I think I think Trump looks at him as a younger Trump. Not that he grew up poor or anything, but I think he looks at him that he's got a strength that Trump has.
I think you're right. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Nancy. Go ahead.
With the everyday people that they had on the stage last night, that told their story of why why Biden's economics were so bad for them. Mm-hmm. They got the politicians in early, and then the rest of the night was all people, everyday people, saying why they were going to vote for Trump.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. I think this is amazing because she mentions Trump looked emotional last night. You know who agrees with her? The New York Times, who wrote the headline, "A bandaged Trump shows a glimpse of vulnerability." It was actually a decently non-biased, non-attack on Donald Trump. They wrote, "Not since he descended the golden escalator at the start of his first presidential campaign has Donald J. Trump made an entrance as memorable as Monday night's." Mm-hmm. It was the first time he appeared in public since being rushed off stage in Western Pennsylvania by Secret Service agents 48 hours earlier, bleeding from the ear after being shot at by a would-be assassin. A gauzy bandage covered his ear, and his slow and purposeful walk across the convention hall was filmed in the style of a boxer entering an arena. Just as he had mouthed "fight" in the moment after the assassination attempt, the delegates on the floor chanted "fight, fight, fight," but Trump did not look to be in a fighting mood. He appeared to choke up. He really did. And they noticed that. They actually wrote about it in a reasonable way.
Wow. And this is
kind of amazing.
Same New York Times that Elon Musk posted that picture, the front of the New York Times.
Sure did.
Yeah, it said and talking about Trump, New York Times wrote, he failed the tests of leadership and betrayed America. Voters must reject him in 2024. And speaking of Elon Musk, he's giving $45 million a month.
A month. $45 million a month
to a
he is
Trump
pledged
super PAC. Yes,
thank you. That's helpful.
He realizes what the stakes are.
Yeah, he does.
I just want to ask.
Yes, he does.
Are you guys going to match that? Because, come on.
Hang on.
It's such chicken feed that
you're not even going to entertain the idea.
Oh, I left my other wallet at home.
Wow, I thought
$45 million a month. Can you imagine?
I would like to have that money to be able to commit to something like this.
Would be nice, yeah.
My wife said, "How much money does he have to give that much?"
A lot.
It's only 4 months.
Yeah, that, and to him, that's like us donating $25 a month.
100%.
It's like nothing to him.
Awesome.
All right. Using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle-Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather, so you sleep better every single night. These sheets are infused with silver, and that prevents up to 99.7% of bacterial growth. So they stay clean, they stay fresh 3 times longer. They're just awesome. Plus, they're luxuriously comfortable. They're really soft. They feel great. They feel like, like you sleep on at 5-star hotels. That 1,000 thread count sheet that you sleep in at a Four Seasons hotel or wherever. So try them out. You're going to love these. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat and try these Miracle-Made sheets today, whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one. If you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use the promo code PAT at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels, and you'll save an extra 20% too. Miracle is so confident in their product that it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not 100% satisfied for whatever reason, they'll give you a full refund. You got no risk on this. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat. Use the promo code Pat to claim your 3-piece towel set. Save over 40% off. trymiracle.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. By the way, who is Secret Service Director Kim Cheatle? She's the director of the U.S. Secret Service. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, enough said there, right? Obviously qualified for the gig. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't put somebody who had no qualifications for that job in that particular job. It's too important. Too important. That's not can't be a DEI hire, can it?
But she did great at guarding Cheetos, according to Elon Musk. She guarded Cheetos for PepsiCo.
Worked at Pepsi. All right, let's play the clip, Joe. Come on.
She would know. The 28-year veteran was on the team that evacuated Vice President Dick Cheney on 9/11, and she served on then Vice President Biden's protective detail. He named her director in mid-2022. Amid a swirl of controversy over the agency deleting nearly all of its text messages from January 6th. The agency says that was due to a data migration.
System migrations happen, but I think for a lot of Americans, it just doesn't pass the smell test, given the timing and the volume of messages deleted.
How dare you?
It's unfortunate that would be the assumption that people would make. Our integrity is everything, and there was nothing nefarious attached to that.
Nothing nefarious.
Sure.
So stop asking questions. It was a migration, just data mine. You know, it happens.
Sure.
These people think.
Anytime you migrate data,
something goes missing.
It's going to go away.
And she was pushed into this role, promoted by Jill, Dr. Jill.
That's the big rumor, yeah.
Yep.
Dr. Jill pushed her into this. After what happened Saturday, is Kim Cheatle staying on?
Who is most responsible for this happening?
What I would say is that the Secret Service is responsible for the protection of the former president.
You
so
think?
The buck stops with you?
The buck stops with me. I am the director of the Secret Service. It was unacceptable, and it's something that shouldn't happen again.
The President and Homeland Security Secretary said today they had 100% confidence in you.
Oh, good.
But there are some members of Congress calling on you to resign.
I appreciate the Secretary's comments, and we're going to continue to be transparent and communicate with people.
Oh, good.
You plan to stay on, absolutely.
I do plan to stay on.
All right. Well, then.
Why wouldn't you? Seriously, in this administration, why wouldn't you? You've proven your incredible incompetence. Of course they want you to stay.
Wait, hold up. What?
You've proven that you can't do the stinking job. Yes, you're perfect for it.
So you stay on because
you can't do
the
the job. Yeah. So obviously you're going to stay.
Man.
From the president on down, that's the theory that they employ.
Yeah,
when they're employing people.
No firings, there'll be no discipline, there'll be nothing.
Yep. Right? If you can't do the job, you are the perfect person for it.
Wow.
Yeah. So congratulations, America. That's what we've got going on. Here's some good news, though. The classified documents case was dismissed yesterday against Donald Trump, meaning the greatest legal threat to Trump is now gone. And what they'll emphasize in every single headline is that there was a MAGA-appointed judge throughout the case.
Oh, well. It was randomly assigned. I mean, I can't help that.
I mean, she's also right.
Yeah.
They did this the wrong way, and so there should be no case here.
Hey, is it fair to say that Jack Smith is without standing as the special prosecutor? Because, I mean, that was her ruling, right? She said that he didn't get confirmed through Congress.
Right. So he doesn't actually have standing to prosecute Trump.
Right.
So there you go.
I mean, that's what we always get from these stupid rulings in the Supreme Court when they say the plaintiff was without standing. Well,
Supreme Court makes that ruling all the time.
So not properly assigned.
And they're going, the left, of course, are going out of their minds over this. This is the worst thing that could possibly happen, which is fascinating because I thought the judiciary was above reproach. I thought you weren't supposed to criticize democracy.
Nothing says the fickleness of the left than a ruling by a judge.
No, right.
Or a court.
Right. There is zero self-awareness about the fact that they loved the judiciary when the judiciary did what they wanted them to do, and that's convict Donald Trump. But now it's the end of their precious democracy when a judge rules for Trump. And let's not forget, Biden was let off the hook for the same classified document abuse problem because he's an old, crotchety man with no memory, and they felt bad for him. So you can't prosecute this guy for it. He's too old. He's a tired old man with a really bad memory. Okay. All right. But, man, now that Trump's case has been dismissed, it's the end of the universe. Just really incredible. No. Really incredible. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
AAA 933-93 Pat Unleashed on Twitter. GOP convention continues today. Some interesting stuff yesterday, and of course we heard the VP pick, JD Vance, which is it's pretty good. Pretty good. Not the perfect pick in my estimation, but who would be perfect? I don't know. Hard to say.
Byron Donalds.
He would have been good.
He would have been great.
Held out some hope that would be the case.
Yep. That's what I wanted. But
from Florida, though, like DeSantis, both from Florida. Yep. So somebody has to move their residence or at least do some paperwork there. And
do some paperwork. Yeah. I think Trump has people for that to say, hey, surprise.
I don't think he wants to be the one to do the paperwork.
No, I don't think so.
Or his people.
But I can live with it.
Yeah. He'd have to, either Donaldson would have to change his residency or DeSantis would. I don't think it'd be Trump, right?
I don't think so either.
Even though he's got residencies all over the place. He could claim New York. He could claim New Jersey.
Just go to a Trump Tower. That's mine.
Yeah.
And soon enough, he can claim D.C.
Let's hope so.
See what I did there?
Let's hope. Yesterday, the current resident of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in D.C. sat down with Lester Holt, who for some reason is practically worshipped by Jeffy. Nobody knows why.
Understand that.
Nobody gets that.
That's so
it's
weird.
One of those weird Jeffy things. Oh, my boy, Lester Holt.
Why are you gay?
And he addressed the divisiveness in American politics.
Unity time, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Have you taken a step back and done a little soul searching on things that you may have said that could incite people who are not balanced?
Well, I don't think, look, how do you talk about the threat to democracy, which is real?
Here we go.
No, it
when
isn't.
The president says things like he says.
I can't.
Do you just not say anything because it may incite somebody?
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Look, I have not engaged in that rhetoric.
Oh!
Now, my opponent is engaged in that rhetoric. He talks about
Can you
to be a
believe
bloodbath
this?
if he loses, talking about how he's going to forgive all the...
Oh, my gosh.
Actually,
I can't.
I guess suspend the sentences of all those who were
Please
arrested.
stop it. Please stop. Oh, my gosh.
Wow,
he hasn't engaged in it.
No, and Mr. Unity gives 3 speeches over the weekend. Does he know No, he probably doesn't even remember those speeches. I mean, you just said we got to bring the temperature of the room down, but I've never done that. Dude.
Oh.
Can anybody want to revisit the Philadelphia speech where he's standing in front of the red lights and the two Marines back there? He looks like there's America's Hitler. Oh my gosh, dude, are you listening to yourself ever?
And what about his bullseye comment 5 days before the assassination attempt on Trump? What about that?
You called your opponent an existential threat on a call a week ago. You said it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. There's some dispute about the context, but I think you appreciate that
I didn't say
words matter.
crosshairs. I was talking about focus on. Look, the truth of the matter was, what I guess I was talking about at the time was there was very little focus on Trump's agenda.
Yeah, the term is bullseye.
It was a mistake to use the word. I didn't say crosshairs. I meant bullseye.
No,
we got it. On him.
Yeah.
Focus on
we didn't
what he's
say
doing.
You said crosshairs. Why do you keep going to crosshairs?
There was a report early on Saturday that it was crosshairs, and now he's hung up on that. But no, it's like, relax. Lester didn't accuse you of that.
Right.
He was very snippy to both Lester Holt and the other guy.
Yeah.
He was very snippy.
Yeah, where's the other guy?
Because he can't help it. He can't help it. And he doesn't like to be called out. You know, he can't stand being held to his feet being held to the fire. He can't do it because, first of all, he won't admit to ever doing anything wrong, as he just did there. Oh, I'm not doing it, but other people are doing it. He's doing it. I've never done it. Are you kidding me? You have been the most divisive president in American history.
Yeah. Yeah, congratulations. You passed your boy Barack.
Oh, by a lot.
It's amazing.
By a lot. You know, we've said this before. I thought things were bad when Obama was in office. And it was like the Ronald Reagan years compared to this guy.
Overton window. When a nation gets Overton windowed.
You know, I watched Captain Phillips again the other day. Such a great movie. Man, that's a good movie. And just an incredible time in the history of the Navy SEALs when they pulled off an operation perfectly, saved the life of an American hostage, killed 3 terrorists, pirates, Somali pirates, simultaneously as they are on a raft in the ocean with the waves slapping against their boat and the waves moving the boat that they're directed at. And they've got only these tiny little windows to shoot through. They've got to be able to see the people first in the windows. It happens for a split second, and they simultaneously take the 3 of them out. Just like that. Thank you, Morgan Luttrell. Marcus's brother was one of those men.
That is so cool.
So cool. So amazing. But just an amazing, unbelievable operation. And thank you to the U.S. military, all of them, and the Navy SEALs for all you do. We don't say enough about how much we appreciate and love you for what you do and putting your lives on the line every day for the rest of us who aren't doing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Right.
You're welcome.
And thank you for guarding the gate, Chris. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I was hoping you would just stick with the first part.
He's like, Jeffy's not here today. Maybe I
got to get that in.
Yes.
Got to get it in.
You're welcome, but
because the gate was safe, right? Did anybody ever attack the gate? I don't think so. There you go.
No.
So you did a good job.
I sure did.
Did a really good job, and thank you for your service, Chris. But we got to thinking that happened in 2009, and Jackie was like, wait, was an Obama president in 2009? I'm like, yeah, it was amazing that he okayed that operation. It was amazing. And it got me to thinking, we thought in 2009 the world was ending because Barack Obama was president. And so I think we get wrapped up a little bit too much, maybe, in the current resident of 1600 Pennsylvania
and
Avenue.
We had the same feeling with Clinton, right?
Yeah, we had she reminded me of that. Didn't you weep when Clinton was elected? Yes, I did. I thought that was the end of the world. We survived Clinton. We survived Obama. We will survive Joe Biden. And I forget that sometimes. The country is such that no one man can destroy it. Now, the problem is people have been working on destroying it.
Right.
over and over and over
We're
again.
not as strong as we were 15 years ago. We're not as strong as we were 30 years ago.
Exactly.
And so you can only take so many body blows.
Right. And I'm hoping we can still take some, but I it's time to stop the body blows and get this guy out of office, January 20th, 2025, if we can.
How many days we got?
Chris, let's go to the day count.
Check that.
Surely we're
Because that's
under-
what I was thinking when I saw Trump last night. I was thinking, can we please survive until this man is
Days
back in
remaining, 188 days.
100 what?
188 days.
Okay.
4 hours, 15 minutes, and 20 seconds.
188
Still
days.
a lot.
I mean, it feels like a lifetime.
It does. Goes by fast, though.
Oh, it sure does.
Really does.
Just blink.
It does.
Oh, there it is.
Look at this. It's almost football season again.
There you go.
Fall training is coming.
Mm-hmm.
The training camp for NFL is coming really soon. So,
like within the next few days, actually.
Yeah.
First NFL.
Yeah, they start before college, right?
Training camp. Oh, yeah. Well, if you're doing training camp, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing training camp, is that something televised and that's what you guys are excited? Or?
Well, yeah. I mean, NFL Network will have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll cover it.
Pat.
Yeah.
Rookies start reporting this week.
Oh, wow.
So
yes.
So just this isn't a fact for football fans. This is for everyone. This is everyone who cares about this country.
Right.
What I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
The season effectively begins this week when rookies report to training camp.
Okay.
We won't even be to the Super Bowl by the time Donald Trump is inaugurated.
So there you go. There you go. That is hope for everybody.
Did that help,
Not
right?
just football fans.
Just every single person out there that
I love it.
cares.
I love it.
I'm trying, man.
I know. It's great. Okay. Let me tell you about the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. This little unit is so great. It gets rid of whatever odor is plaguing your house. Could be pet odor. It could be garbage that's in the house. Who knows?
What about diapers?
Yes.
Cloth diapers.
Oh,
like
ick.
we have in my house.
Ick.
Oh, bro.
Yes, it will rid your home of that smell. I don't know why anybody would use cloth diapers in 2024.
I'm going to give you my wife's phone number, and I want you to ask her that because I ask her that every day. And her excuse is, I'm saving you money.
I'm saving you money. Well, that is true. I mean, diapers are expensive.
But the smell,
But they're worth it. They're the one expense that you just, I'm sorry. I don't care if we go bankrupt. I'm buying diapers, okay? We're not using cloth diapers. Ick. All you have to do, though, is pull out the plug and plug it into the wall. Turn it on. There's no air filters. None of that. It starts sending out O3 technology. O3 molecules go into the air and eliminate your odors. And right now, you can save $200 when you use my promo code PAT3. Save $200. EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT3. That's EDEN. EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT3.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
All right. So again, Biden was asked about staying in the race. Is this still this is still the interview with what's his face, right? With Lester Holt.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, here he is.
1,000%.
No, it's not.
My bad.
See you on
You
the
lied.
ballot this November.
Unless I get hit by a train, yeah.
Oh,
Let's hope that doesn't happen for your safety's concern.
Good follow-up.
right. That's brilliant.
Cool.
Who is that
I
guy?
don't know, and I don't care. Hold on. What's the
He
next
got
one?
an interview with the president,
I don't
whoever
know
he
who
is.
he is. I've been
Nobody
trying to
knows who he
figure out
is.
who he is.
Everybody just saw clips of this
Wow.
interview around the social media
Yes.
yesterday, but we don't know the context. We don't know
Who'd
who
you
it is.
sit down with, and where are you?
And by the
Go
way,
back to
I
the
thought it
shot
was
there.
Old. I thought it was an old interview, but it's not.
Oh,
it's
it's
brand
from
new. It's
yesterday
from
or the day before?
Yes.
Let's see that scene again. Just give me a still shot of it. Yeah, look at that. Where are they?
That is the Joe Biden enthusiastic crowd there to greet him. It's an empty auditorium if you're listening. Okay, so now the next clip is with Lester Holt, though.
Okay.
Discussing his
We
age.
discussed his age and JD Vance.
but I'm only 3 years older than Trump, number one.
See him 100
and number
years
two,
older.
my mental acuity's been pretty damn good.
Your
I've
what
got
has?
more done than any president has in a long, long time in 3.5 years. So I'm willing to be judged on that. I understand. I understand why people say, God, he's 81 years old. Whoa. Yeah. What's he going to be when he's 83 years old or 84 years old?
Right.
It's a legitimate question to ask.
Yeah, right. So get out!
Just shortly before you and I sat down, former President Trump named his vice presidential pick, JD Vance. What does that tell you, his qualities, what does that tell you about former President Trump's values in terms of who he will surround himself with in the next administration should he win?
Are you kidding me?
It's not unusual. He's going to surround himself with people who agree completely with him. Have a voting record.
Not you, though. Not you.
Even though if you go back and listen to
I can't take it with this guy. Like, he surrounds himself with a whole bunch of naysayers. Everybody around Joe Biden disagrees with him on every issue. Please, tell me one issue Kamala Harris disagrees with you on. Racism? That you're a racist. At least at one point, she disagreed with you on that. You're a racist, and that's why supposedly Jill hates her guts. Because Kamala called out his racism at one point when they were running against each other.
Truth hurts.
Yep. So from Friday, things we didn't get to on Joe Biden. Here he is in Michigan, distracted by a 13-year-old girl, which happens frequently.
And I think when Debbie and I were this last 3 years, I think we've made a lot of progress. I remember everybody, hi, how are you?
Oh, no.
How old are you?
Oh, no. What do you
Remember, no serious guys in your 30s, okay? Told it to my daughter and granddaughter. It hadn't worked yet, but I'm working on it. But anyway.
He can't.
But anyway,
hey, how are you?
I've said too much.
How old are you?
I got distracted by a 13-year-old again.
So you're 13.
Can I smell your hair?
So if she waits till she's 30, then he'll be 98. Oh, good. He's out of the running.
Wait, you have a thought that he's going to last to 98?
Nope.
Oh, okay, got it.
Not one bit.
Then, while in Michigan, he explained why he got into the race.
And so I decided I wasn't going to get engaged in public. I wasn't going to run again. I had been vice president. I was a professor, a full professor at the University of Pennsylvania at the time.
No, you weren't.
And what happened was
no, you were not.
That I was going to stay out of it. But then what happened was, remember down in Charlottesville, Virginia, when those folks came out of the woods carrying torches and Nazi banners and literally singing
is he going to do the very fine people on both sides?
Anyway, same song sung in Germany in the 30s. And a young woman was killed. It was a and that young woman I talked to the mother. And the press contacted Trump and asked him, they said, well, what do you think?
Here we go.
There were very good people on both sides.
Okay, stop.
Very good.
Even Snopes, even his friends at Snopes have discounted that garbage, and he still spews it. He's still repeating the same lie that they've told over and over and over again for 7 years. Does it never end with these lying sacks like this? It's despicable. These are just despicable people. They talk all the time about how much Trump lies while they're lying out their rectums the entire time. I can't. I mean, and even the news agencies and organizations that fact check, usually Republicans, have all fact checked them on this and repeated over and over and over and over again. It's a lie. Wow. They don't care. They just don't care. Here he is screwing up, too, as usual.
What? No, not Joe Biden.
I know it's hard to believe.
I got your back as well. Members of Congress, Debbie Haley, and by the way, I want you to know that I've spent a lot of time with Debbie. She's helped me like a lot.
Debbie Haley?
Like a lot.
You spent a lot of time with Debbie Haley?
Hold on. Play that again, because
Debbie Haley, by the way.
I got your back as well. Members of Congress, Debbie Haley, and by the way, I want you to know that I've spent a lot of time with Debbie. She's helped me like a lot.
Debbie who? Who? What's he talking about? Does anybody know who that was supposed to be?
I have no idea.
Also from last week, here's Biden and the Italian Prime Minister at NATO.
Oh, my word.
This is fun.
Look at that. So creepy. I love
Look at her
music.
leaning away from him. Like, ooh, get off me.
Now watch her. Just watch her eyes.
Man.
Watch her eyes. Like, okay. Now watch her eyes. Just like, keep watching her eyes. Just keep watching her eyes. I'm going to smile. And then watch this. Just watch her eyes. I got to get this picture. Okay.
All right.
And then she's like, okay, I don't think so, old man.
She don't get stuck again babysitting. She already did that when he was in her country.
Look at the body language, too.
Oh,
She was really, she was icked. There,
was
look at that.
leaning
Look at
there.
that. Like, get away from me.
Close your mouth, old man.
Off. Interesting.
Now she's like, nope, we're not doing this. Nope, you can back off, pedo.
Wow. I have not seen that anywhere. That is something else.
And she's like, got the picture? Great. Later.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
Oof.
Yep.
But he's fine.
No, he's fine. Yeah, he's great. He's great.
I mean, that's how he's always been. He's just, in the past, when he had his faculties, he could smoothly try to get away with that stuff. And now that he is dementia-riddled, for all to see.
Well, is he dementia, or is that just a cheap fake again? You know, is that what that is?
Thank you.
That's cheap fake.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's what that is. You took that out of context. It's a cheap fake.
I see.
You had to slow it down to show it how bad it was.
Right.
Okay.
Now, do you recall last week when we had the clip of Cori Bush, and it didn't sound like she was on board with Joe Biden necessarily? She was like, well, he's our nominee or whatever, right? It's just something like that. It was very lukewarm.
Yeah.
And then I kind of said, hey, maybe the Congressional Black Caucus is drifting from Joe Biden. Well, as soon as I got in the truck and headed out of here on Friday, I heard this clip from Jim Clyburn, who is responsible for what we have today after rescuing him in the South Carolina primary. It sounds like they're definitely still on board with him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those of us who are real close watchers of Joe Biden.
Okay, so you're the expert.
We do know
He's the expert.
that he's sometimes
fine, right? He's great.
mangle words and phrases.
Oh.
But all of that is almost natural
for
natural people who grew up stuttering. And they do focus a little more.
Yeah, they stutter.
And when you focus a little more, you tend to lose the flow.
But you're not saying that what we've seen from this president over the last few weeks is just a function of him stuttering. I mean, it's more than that.
He doesn't stutter now. He is still working to overcome the stuttering of his childhood.
What?
So he has to focus. So he has to focus on it. And when you focus, then you slow down and whatnot and stuff.
Oh my gosh. At least they're not getting the support anymore in the mainstream media. At least come on, you're not trying to sell that slop that it's still his stuttering problem. Yep. Yes, he is. He is trying to sell that slop. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So
you got the national anthem. Yeah.
Now we got the national anthem at the Home Run Derby.
Home Run Derby last night here in Texas. Tonight's the All-Star game. We did the Home Run Derby, and we had the greatest national anthem rendition you could ever imagine.
Oh, good. Okay. And here it is.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare.
Oh my.
Oof.
Good. Who is this?
I got you.
Oh, man.
Glass is shattering.
Are there any dogs that have survived this? Wow. sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
For the land of the free.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't feel good about that.
Oh, no. Oh, just...
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, it's Ingrid Andress. I looked her up on Spotify last night.
Wow.
I think she's a country music artist. I listened to a couple songs. She was fine. She was good. I don't know what happened there.
Was it studio stuff, maybe? Or, yeah, I mean, she looked like she could have been.
Pre-game imbibing.
And on top of that, he did have a cold.
Oh, she must have had
Might have had a cold. Okay, there you go.
That was some
jet lag. Could it have been? Did she fly in from somewhere?
Was an
jet
experience.
lag. Was the sun in her eyes? It's hot in Texas too. Maybe the humidity got
She
to
was
her.
inside.
I don't know.
Don't you dare, Jim Clyburn.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.